Now moving on to another scenario. So far we discussed the contract in which we were constructing an asset or developing an asset and then selling that asset to the customer or to the counterparty. There can be another scenario, that is of installment sales. That is, I have made the sale and then I will be receiving cash or receiving the money back in installments. For example, if I have given a subscription for the newspaper, or if I have sold anything on installments over 5 years, over 3 years, or whatever. In that case, how should revenue be recorded? I have made the sale, so should the revenue be recorded at the start, or should the revenue be recorded later? How should the revenue be recorded, or when should it be recorded? Should I record the revenue at the start, or should I record it during the life, or should I record it at the end? What should be the recognition criteria? If I have sold something on installments, then when should I record the revenue? At the start of sale, or at the end of, at the last ending period, or throughout the life? When should it be recorded? So again, there are two things. First is transferring risk and rewards that you have done, and second is reliably measuring the revenue. That is reliably measuring the outcome, whether the counterparty will pay you or will not pay you. So let's say that you have sold something, you know that this you have transferred the risk and reward. Secondly, you know that the counterparty is reliable, and you know that it will pay you at the end, and you also know the price that it will pay you. So you know that all of the installments will be successfully recovered. If that is the case, that is, you can reliably measure the whole outcome. You can rely on the counterparty, and you have also transferred the risk and reward. Then whole of the amount of installment should be recorded on first day, and it will remain be your asset, that is revenue receivable in future. So if that is the case, that everything can be reliably measured, then whole of the amount will be recorded at the start. And what will be the amount? Amount will be present value of installments. So you will record present value of all of the future installments at the start of the period, or at the time of the sale. This whole will be recorded as revenue. However, if you know that you are not assured of collecting selling price, if you know that you maybe are not able to recover the payments, or if you are not able to estimate the amounts that you will be able to collect, or that you will not be able to collect. So if there is uncertainty about the future, that is, if you cannot reliably measure the outcome, you do not know how much will be received, and you do not know whether full amount will be received or not, in that case you cannot just record whole of the revenue right away. In that case, you have to use some other method. That is, you have to delay the revenue recognition. So you will record the revenue in later periods. So how do you do that? Again, you have two methods to do that: installment method and cost recovery method. Installment method says that you should record the revenue in the same percentage as total profit to total sale. That is, you should record the profit in the same percentage as your profit margin. And cost recovery method says that no profit is recorded until cash amounts for buyer exceeds the cost. So let's say if I have cost of 500, my cost is 500, and my selling price is, let's say, $1,000. Let's say in first year I received $200, then in second year again $200, in third year again $200. So this cost recovery method says that you should not record any profit, or you should not record any profit until and unless this whole amount has been recovered. So in first year you will not record any profit, in second year you will not record any profit, and whole of the profit will be recorded, or the remaining profit will be recorded from third year and onwards. So let's again do an example over it. So here is an example. Assume that total sales price and cost of a property are $2 million and $1.1 million respectively, so that the profit to be recognized is $900,000. Amount of cash received by seller as a down payment is $300,000. with the remainder of the sales price to be received over a 10-year period. It has been determined that there is significant doubt about the ability and commitment of the buyer to complete all payments. If there is a doubt, that means you cannot just record all of the revenue right away. You will have to use either installment method or cost recovery method. Otherwise, if there was no doubt about this, then you would have recorded whole profit at the start by taking the present value of future installments as the sales. So how much profit will be recognized attributable to down payment if installment method is used? So if installment method is used, what do we do? First step that we need to do is to come up with the profit margin. That what actually is the profit margin on the whole sale. So on this sale, what is the profit margin? The profit margin on this sale is total sales price is $200,000 and cost is $1.1 million. So that means the profit is $900,000. So what will be the profit margin? 900,000 divided by 2 million. That is 45%. So first step is that you calculate profit margin, and second step is that you recognize the profit in the same percentage. So what is the payment? First payment is 300,000. So what should be the profit recognized against this payment? The profit recognized against this payment should be 45% of this payment. That is 45% of 300,000. That is 135,000. So this means if you are selling something on installments, and on that installments, if you can reliably measure the outcome, then you just record a sale right away by taking the present value of future installments. But if you cannot reliably measure the outcome, then you either use installment method or you use cost recovery method. In installment method, you calculate the profit percentage or profit margin, and you record the profit based on that profit margin or profit percentage. In cost recovery method, this is profit. This is profit. So you will record only that amount of revenue which equals it to this profit. So you have incurred some cost. Against that cost, you will only record that much amount of revenue which equates to this profit in first year. So let's say that if your cost is, for example, let's say that your cost is $100,000 in first year. So you have incurred a cost of $100,000, for example, in first year, and from this 100,000 you will only record that much of revenue which equates to this much of profit. Let's say 235,000. So if I record 235,000 of revenue and my cost is 100,000, what will be my profit? My profit is 135,000. So this method will give you the profit. This method will give you the profit, and based on that profit you can work out the revenue. This method will give you the profit or the bottom line that you are getting on that collection. Is it clear? So you just take the profit margin and you apply the profit margin, that whatever amount that I have received, I would have earned a certain profit margin on that amount. So you know the profit that you have earned, from you know the cost that you have incurred, and from that profit and from that cost you can work out you can recognize the related revenue. So in this method we are working out the profit, that is 45% of 300,000. So this is installment method. Another method is cost recovery method. Cost recovery, what was cost recovery method? Cost recovery method about? Cost recovery method said that you should not record any profit until and unless your revenues have exceeded the total cost. So if your total cost is, let's say, 1.1 million, then until and unless your payments have exceeded this 1.1 million, you will not record any profit. Your profit will remain be zero. Whatever the cost is, you will record the revenue in the same amount. Your profit will remain be zero. So in this case, if you have received 300,000 and your cost is you have received 300,000 and your cost is 1.1 million, then in this year, or when this down payment is received, you will not record any profit on your statement. Why? Because your payment has not outpaced or has not exceeded the total cost. So until and unless your collections or the payments from the customer exceed the total cost, you will not record any profit. The profit should only be recorded once costs have exceeded the overall revenues. So these are some basic revenue recognition and profit recognition criteria. Key point is the methods are fairly simple, basic math, but key point is to know that which method should be used in which scenario. And for that purpose, remember the basic principle. Basic principle is that you should look out at the transfer of risk and rewards, and you should look out at the reliability of outcomes, that whether outcomes can be reliably measured or not. If outcome can be reliably measured and a transfer of risk and rewards has happened, then you should record whole revenue right away at the start. If transfer has happened but outcome cannot be reliably measured, then you should only record a certain percentage or certain proportion of the revenue throughout the life of the construction or throughout the life of the installments. Any confusions in these methods? So these are the two key points to note, and based on that you will decide which method to be used. Knowing the method is important because without knowing this method you cannot make financial statements of two different companies comparable, or you wouldn't know which company would have higher revenues in later periods or which would have higher revenues or lower revenues in initial or later periods. So knowing the method and specifically finding out which method is being used is important. So whenever you start with a company or analyzing a company, first thing that you should note is, or first thing that you should find out is that how is the revenue being recorded, or when is the revenue being recorded.